if you are looking at this video and you are an apprentice or coming into the trade, you're an adult learner, all these sorts of things, make sure you watch the video to the end. Yo, welcome to the channel, and hopefully you will get something out of this video and a little bit of an insight of how we do things here at the GHC. So obviously we've been doing social for quite a long time, and I work with numerous brands and all the rest of it. And what I like to do is just share some of the really cool things that you know, I am fortunate enough to work with a brand like Holterforce, for example, who do send me things to try out. And I just want to share with you. So I reached out to them recently and I've said, look, I'm doing a job at the minute. We've got a project where I'm in the loft and I love all their kit as it is. So this is my daily carry bag. Okay, so this is, I'm not really sure what it's called. It will probably tell me on the side actually. So it is the 1680 denier, whatever that is. So yeah, so this is my daily bag, right? So the job we've got at the minute, it is a big job, but I'm up in the loft and we have only got ladder access as it is. So I reached out to them and said, look, what can we do? I love the bag, it's amazing, but can I condense it? Because some of the jobs, that one like that, I don't want to be carrying everything I need to go upstairs. I went, yeah, of course we have, Mike, we can sort you out with that. We have got bags to suit absolutely everybody. So, hey, this is what we've done. So we've now got the electrician's bag. So this electrician's bag is freshly designed specifically for us Sparkies. It comes with a tab, stick it on the bottom, and then we have got all our bits and spaces inside. So what I thought I would show you is realistically is what I carry in here as a daily, because I've not really done that. And obviously I know some apprentices reach out and they say, oh, I need to spend this. And you know, I've been doing a lot of live streams recently, and a lot of Sparkies and stuff, they're getting hung up on spending an absolute arm and a leg when they're first going. And I get it, but you can have too much. Like to me, at the minute, I need to condense what I've got because I don't need to carry this all the time. So what I'm gonna thought I'd run through with you, and like I said, I'm really fortunate, right? I'm a really fortunate position that I work with some amazing brands, especially Holterforce. They are absolutely outstanding for their quality and just their customer relations from my end moving forward. So I thought I'd share it with you because I keep the channel as real as possible, right? So it always has been. It's a real world channel. I don't like to faff about too much with everything, and it's not all roses in the garden, and I'll share it all with you. I don't want to be pretending that it's, you know, it's not a TV program. I stress to people that it's real world situations, you know, what we're going in. And I'll give you an example, right, which you will see. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do, right? I've got a job coming up that we've planned to do the rewire. Now, there's the lady who owns the house, unfortunately, she is not very well, and it's planned to do the rewire on the house anyway, but she's had some extremely bad news, and it turns out she hasn't got long left. So that being said, I said, look, hey, you've got bigger fish to fry, let's just move on and do this at a later date make, you know, enjoy the time you've got. You don't want us to be rewiring your house while you're doing this. And her words to me was, no, I want you to make this house safe, because I want this safe for the family, and that's everything. So we've organised the decorators all come in. So that is a big stress, which means there's a lot of pressure and prep and all the rest of it. So I want to try and make my jobs as efficient as possible. Now, at the minute, right, so I'm filming this for you right now, and it's 9 o'clock at night. After a long day at work, I leave my house just after 7 in the morning, and it is non-stop all the way through. And I'm supposed to be, I've had physio today for my leg, but I haven't, because I'm really now thinking of what's the best solution, what can I do? And obviously I want to share this with you. So we're going to go through a few things. So realistically, what I need to do now is just go through all the stuff, and give you what I would and wouldn't buy. In some essence, like I say, I'm really fortunate and I've been gifted stuff and it's brilliant. So inside the bags, let's straight off the bat, I mean, like I say, I'm that busy, I'm just throwing stuff in. The state of my van is unreal. So if you are looking at this video and you are an apprentice or coming into the trade, you're an adult learner, all these sorts of things, make sure you watch the video to the end because it will highlight the stuff that you do need straight away and all the stuff that you could probably wait for and save up. So voltage indicators, absolute essential. Now mine, I've took the 2 tips off for something I'm doing at the minute, so make sure you've got the GS38 tips on there, which are removable. So you don't have to use this brand, there are other brands available, but that's Mega is the one I go with. So side cutters, so these are made by Nipex, so a pair of side cutters are absolutely essential, although I have now started to give a little bit of a whirl to some croppers, which are actually in my trousers. Obviously I'm not in my work trousers right now. They're crop, because for years there's a big case between whether you use side cutters or croppers, and I believe it's a personal preference. Now I'm giving it, after 20 years, a proper bash at using croppers, and I still keep getting drawn back to these. So there's those. So I got a message the other day on one of the live streams that I did about these, and these are, I think they're called the 6-in-1 pliers from Nipex. Yes, they're good, but they have their limitations. So for my limitations, what I found with these is when you're stripping cable back to the boxes, you can't really get in there very nicely to cut the sheathing off. I found it all a little bit cumbersome, but other people rave by them. In my opinion, don't buy that just to think that you can get rid of that pliers and all the rest of it. So, but good to have there if you've got the money. I've also got, let's say there's another version of these are CK. Like I say, it's not sponsored by them at all. There's a pair of CK cutters, and these have been absolutely butchered. There's been a few times where I've gone through some live cables. Yes, I know I shouldn't, but it's happened. The reason why I've kept them is because they have got the ability to chop off the long studs for the screws for holding all the accessories back on. Complete brain fart there. Pair of long nose pliers, or needle nose pliers is what you call them. So they are a great bit of kit. And these are something I would say are definitely would be in my locker, and at the end I will go through of an essential kit of what you'd want. So there is a set of VDE screwdrivers, so various flat blades and Phillips screwdrivers and all the rest of it. Absolutely essential. Do not even attempt to buy anything else, because if you do, you are going to catch, I mean, you won't be working for us if you had another set, because absolutely taking your life in your own hands, and it's just mental. This is a great one. So this is actually from Klein Tools, and I believe it is the 3x75. So it's basically the Allen key, but it's the insulated VDE version for which you'll do for any of your like Henley blocks, things like that, which is amazing. And I've just got an additional one screwdriver in there. So I've just got this recently, and it's from Baco, and I think it's called a reamer, something like that, where you take off the burrs and stuff, a deburring tool. Maybe I've just made that other bit up. So I've got a cable slice from a Weeha, I'm going to call it. So that's another bit of kit in there. The old death stick, which I don't actually use, it's just sitting in there. They're a little bit sketchy, so don't rely on those. An angled drill attachment. Mine is absolutely battered because it's realistically, I've overused it, and that is coming to the end of its life. Set of normal pliers, all obviously again, everything you own. If you're in this industry, VDE, 100%. Some crimps. So these crimps have been with me for the past probably longer than 20 years. So these ones, I've had them when I was in my previous career, and yeah, so not expensive, but essential. Set of Allen keys in here, an absolute must. Proving unit. What else have we got in here? A couple of blades for the oscillator. Yeah, this is a brilliant bit of kit. So this is my Nipex tool for doing, you know, like I use this loads, like a stripping tool for doing anything to do with flex. It's absolutely, yeah, it's wicked, that is. There's a little mini magnetic halter force, spirit level, little boat level, little bubble level, you want to call it. And then in the top here, so in this bag, we've got a set of little screwdriver bits because you know how much we snap those. We've got various different lock-off devices because it's, you know, just keep them in there, it's nice and easy, and it obviously it makes you use them more. And then we've got various other bits. We've got Wagos in there, or Vargos, depending on how you want to be. Some hole saws, all the stuff that you will quickly grab and gravitate to. Now this side is what I would call my general purpose side, right? So in here, we've obviously got your brush to brush out your back boxes when you get covered in plaster dust and all the rest of it. Stainless steel ties, some normal ties, and it's bits like this that I find are genuinely really, really good to keep hold of. So this is basically a square, right? So, but it's actually adjustable. So it's for getting your angles right for like all your roofing. So you've got all your pitch degrees all on here. Also you can scribe in lines as well. So you put it into this hole and you can do your 10mm scribe all the way down. Now you may be thinking, yeah, Mike, that's a chippy's tool, right? And essentially it is, but I use this all the time. And the reason why I use this all the time is for things like trunking, things like that. So get yourself one of those. Then we're moving down onto tin snips. So hey, we all use all-round band, so all these sorts of things are on there, which are essential. We have got a drywall saw, but we've actually got a different one now that we're using, which is this one from Holtzforce. And the reason why I like it is because it comes with its own sheath for that. So we're going to pop that one there. Tool for doing the stainless steel zip ties, various different little torches. String line, which shouldn't actually be in here. This is supposed to be in the van. Now this, I've had this for quite some time. So this is a backhoe. Actually, it's a pipe slice, but I use it all the time for all my armoured. So any of the armoured work, I use this. Now the reason you might be thinking I'm not taking this all out, because I'm trying to limit what's going to go in here. We've got a mini pry bar in here. We have got what I would call every single Sparky has got a naffy chisel. Now, this chisel didn't start out its life as a naffy one. It was one of Steve's best. And then I got my hands on it and ruined it. And the reason why I like this is because you can knock the living daylights out of stuff out of the wall and don't have to worry about it anymore. Now, I think it's essential. I've also got a couple of rubbish screwdrivers which do exactly the same job. I don't actually use them for undoing absolutely anything. It's just for bashing the living daylights out of stuff. And also this, don't use this on anything live. It's just a old VDE screwdriver that I've used and adapted, should we say. So I use this for going through and finding where studs are. So if I'm not quite sure, stick that through, then shove your cable through at a 90, spin around, and you won't hit any joists when you're doing your downlights. Essential bits of kit as well on here is these. So it's a set of adjustables and a set of grips. They don't have to be massive for domestic stuff because they just don't need it. And then we've got another bit of kit which is great. It's called the Stud Buddy. Now the Stud Buddy, invaluable. It's not expensive, and what you'll do is you'll stick that on the wall or on the ceiling, and you do like a figure of 8 movements like this to find, and what it does, it picks up the screws for the plasterboard, and then it will tell you the direction of the joists as well. Mark them all out, everything, and that's a godsend. And then we've got various other little bits, like a file. We've got one of the chaser bits for the SDS, we keep that in there. And then we've got things like a couple of knives, and then we've got a rethreading tool for any of the boxes and things like that. So, that being said, well, like I say, I don't want to keep this video too long. I just thought I'd share a few things with you. Now, the other thing that I have, obviously you may have noticed on here, which is strapped to the front of this, is my socket indicator for voltage, but it also comes with, I'm not sure what it's called it, I don't know, basically, so you can null your test leads out with that, but I don't normally do that. I do it with a key, funnily enough. So inside here, we've essentially got another pocket just here, which I will keep a few Wagos, things like that in there, and that, like I say, I'm trying to limit what I have. So we'll reload everything, but if we're going to go through the essential items, right, of what you 100%. So if I had to choose some of my items, and I couldn't, let's say 10, right? Let's go 10 items. Let's do 10 items that you can't live without, okay? So, proving unit and voltage indicator. So, can I class that as one? Are you going to let me class that as one? Because they kind of go hand in hand. So, those two are going to keep me alive, right? So that's that. I'm going to class my VDE screwdrivers, because you can't really buy them as an individual because you're mental if you do that. I'm going to class that as one, because that's one set, right? They are the cheapest things you can buy, and they're probably one of the biggest things that you will use more than anything else, right? And then that leaves us with this selection here. I mean, if you enjoy these videos, I can do more of these on all the power tools and all the rest of it that we have, especially from, you know, your side of the fence. I've been known, I do love my tools, and I have got an absolute shed load of them. So I got the one, move that over there. That's my two. So now I'm going to go side cutters for definite, 3. I'm going to go, these are called step cuts, I think. So it's 4. Right, now let me think. It's hard actually, harder than I thought. Stud buddy, because that gets me out of a bind a lot. And again, not expensive, right? Not expensive. I'm gonna go with 1 naffy chisel, because I think that is really, really essential on there. Oh, I tell you what, one thing that's not in the bag, because it should be, because it's on the other side, but I have another one just here. A hammer, a Sparky's hammer, right? The reason why it's like that, because it's flat and you can get it into tight things. So that's got to be on my list. It's got to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woof. It's going to have to be my crimps. Again, not expensive, really. I suppose the dearest bit on here would be those. The proving unit and the voltage indicator, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 2 left, okay? So, like I said, I'm really actually putting a lot of thought into this. Right, I'm probably thinking about this way more than what I should be. I'm going with jab saw, because if you haven't got any power tools yet, how are you going to cut through bits? 10 is hard, man. Yeah, right, okay, yeah, and it's got to be a needle nose pliers, because you could probably get around the rest. Okay, so that's what I've gone with. So that's my 10. And I know you're going to say, yeah, but there's more 10 items there. I get that, I get it. But I would say, if you are starting out, they're the basics, right, to start with. And then these are the next on your hit list. So let's face it, 1 set of wages, because this is how I did it when I first started. I started by, and it was a great bit of advice by my first boss, in fairness, and because I used to moan all the time, oh, you know, I haven't got all this kit and I haven't got this kit, and like I say, I'm a massive tool tart. And he took me onto the tool truck, and he said to me, yeah, mate, and he bought me this screwdriver, like, and it was like that big, looks like it was something out of a cracker. And I think it cost him about £1.50 or something. And he says, yeah, Mike, you can have that. And it's the only bit of kit you'll get from me. Invest in yourself. And it was just, it just, at the time, you know, you think, God, what an absolute so-and-so. But in fairness, he taught me a massive lesson really. Invest in yourself, and everything else will come. And that's what I've always done. I mean, we're constantly investing money in the business with tools. I mean, Steve's just bought another chop saw today, and because we've gone for a battery operated one because of the jobs that we're doing and the jobs that we've got coming up at the minute. We want a smaller one so we can lift it in and out of different places. Invest in yourself, and it'll look after it. You just look after your tools, and you'll be fine. So that's what I'd go with on 1 set of wages, and then start infilling with these. Don't bother with a death stick. I don't even know what, it's not even going to go back in my bag. It's pointless, in fairness. And then I suppose next on your list after that would be, for me, getting yourself some tin snips. Buy yourself one of these. These are great for doing EVs and stuff like that, and 100% these two. So that being said, let's get those in the bag. So like I said, I've literally just got it out of the box today. I haven't really invested any more time in it. So we're going to do this today together and trying to figure out the best placements for all these, because no doubt I'll get it all completely wrong. But it actually massively expands, which I didn't realise. So I think I'm going to do that. Because like I say, I'm trying to limit all the tools that I've got going up and down the stairs, because it's weighty and it's awkward. So let's try and, like I say, I've got the tools, so I'm going to put them in. I'm probably blowing your head now. Oh no, we've got a different colour going in. I get it. But it is what it is. See, I'm trying to limit like carrying all of this in here. So these are going to go in my other bag, because that's still going to live in the truck, but it's just, I just don't need it on a daily carry. These, because they get me out of a bind all the time, because the amount of times that I go, oh, this has happened. So get those in there. That, I would say, needs to go in. Ah, okay, it's even more. Right, okay, the more I'm looking at this bag, right, the more I'm realising it actually extends out, which is wicked. So I could probably put that in there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we've got like room for the big Bertha chisel. I call it something else, but let's be polite. Hammer can go on the outside, which is nice. Oh, sorry about this. You can fast forward all this bit. I just find I get sort of sidetracked with all this. Like I say, I've took the other one off, but I've lost one and all, so it's not great, is it? Right, let's move that out of there. Okay, so like I say, 6 in 1. So this is where I'm learning what I need and what I do need and what I don't need to carry on a daily. So that can go in there. Things like this can stay in here because I don't have to carry them up the stairs, because I'm not going to use them all the time. Same as the angle drill, don't need to do that. I've got room for this, so I'll put this in. Leads, spare leads, they're probably, again, saying that, they can probably stay in the bag as well, because I don't need the spare leads. All I do need is a few Wagos, because let's be honest, we always get caught out. And then I'm sure I can find a little home for that. Yeah, just there. So I've got a little lever bar. Those Allen keys can go back in there. Moving unit. So there is, you can get a like a carrier for this, which I'm going to try and get, because then I can hang that off the side. It's got a magnet on it, but which I could technically stick that on there, but that's going to fall off. It's never going to survive. So yeah, chuff with that. I'll get that on there. Again, I can then stick this onto here, and then that keeps it all out of the way. But yeah, so if you're in, oh God, that's a loads better. Looking forward to it. Genuinely looking forward to carrying that up there tomorrow. So if you're looking for an electrician's bag, then go for it. They're brilliant. Like I say, I absolutely use and abuse this bag. This bag is absolutely well and truly worn. It's held up, I tell you now, because I throw it about. I've always said this with sponsors and brands. Hey, listen, if you want a real world test, it's going to get it. And there's no holds barred with all these things. This will probably now free me up to carry some of my other stuff that I want to do in here, because I've got my secondary bag. Now, one of the things that they've asked me to have a look at, and I said, yes, please, is this, and it's like a nail pouch, I think they call it. Now, the reason why, because hence, like I said, I've got a lot of rewires coming up. What I want to be able to do is chuck in some plugs and screws and literally just clip it on my belt. You can put it through your belt if you want, and then I can just go, get it all sorted. And the other thing is it stands up on its own like that. I just want to correct myself as well. The 1680 isn't what the bag's called at all. It's actually, the 1680 is just something to do with the material, I believe. So I'll try and figure out what the actual bag's called, and I'm sure they'll be chuffed to know that I didn't know what it's called. But yeah, so this is the nail pouch for definite. It's just something I'm looking forward to trying out, purely because it's just going to make my life a bit easier. I can clip it on and off, and obviously whether I'm doing some of the fixing or Lewis is doing it or Steve or whatever, I can just unhook it. There you go, mate, crack on, and then that can go back in the bag. So yeah, so chuffed with that. Really chuffed with that, in fairness. So thank you very much, Holdforce, and no doubt you will be seeing this on every single one of my videos in the upcoming. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, make sure I push those in properly. So yeah, smart looking bag, isn't it? So if you want me to make more videos like this, even if it's on the power tools and all the rest of it, or what I use, then let me know in the comments below. Like I say, it's late, very late now, but I just wanted to share this and make some more Sunday videos for you like this, and try and share the love a little bit. So like I say, doing a load more lives, doing a lot of live streaming on a Friday, sort of late afternoon is what I'm tending to do them. So for those of you who want to join with me, let us know. And yeah, other than that, look after yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one.